Welcome to the Zen Brain Podcast, where we explore alternatives to psychiatric medication and strategies for conscious lifestyle change. Here's your host and philosophical entertainer, Michael Pierce. Michael Pierce.
Welcome back to the Zen Brain Podcast. We're going to talk about a few ways to boost your overall well-being. Your health and your weight is, of course, decided by your eating habits. Your social habits will bear upon your relationship with others. Your sleeping habits dictate how well you rest. And your working habits will bear upon your success. The way you accomplish things and the things you do daily are related to your habits, like what you do first thing in the morning. Whether that's, even how you brush your teeth or how you hold the toothpaste. So what is the significance of a habit? Many will give bad habits the difficult press of saying that they're negative processes that individuals do again and again, like smoking, gambling, overeating, or procrastination. And we recognize foul habits produce damaging benefits, poor relationships, and bear upon your life negatively, but what if we can do favorable habits in our life that will produce favorable benefits, attitudes, and actions? And why is there such a great power in favorable habits to bring about change in your life? And it's because by their very nature, habits are machine-like. After a time period, they may become permanent. The habit becomes a voluntary process. It in turn develops into assumed behavior patterns that become part of who you are. And foul habits, dependencies, and health habits are subconscious behaviors forged through repetition. Individuals have adverse health habits, are aware of the effects and risks to their well-being, and they feel the squeeze on their wallets. They also understand people get annoyed and bothered being around them. But as long as they're reluctant to abandon the foul practice, they'll allow their mental conditioning to have control over their lives. If they do stop, it's temporary. They'll get back to it again. It takes approximately 21 days of determination and correction to alter or form a fresh habit. Some of these that have been deep-rooted so deeply in the brain will take a little bit longer than that. This is why there's support groups and tools to assist individuals with their addictive behavior. Some individuals can't do it alone or have no self-control. Smoking is regarded as among the gravest evils prevailing in the society today. Individuals buckle under to this fatal dependency mostly because they're unaware of the stop smoking benefit. Smoking, just like a slow poison, becomes pernicious to your mind and body, eventually decreasing you to a state for where your recovery is nearly inconceivable. The present generation thinks smoking a capital stress buster or some kind of cool style. A puff just for today goes past to several in a day, resulting in abstinent addiction. Quitting smoking isn't an overnight matter. Once individuals come to know about the advantages of not smoking, it becomes easier to abolish the addiction. And most of us have one or a couple of habits that we consider foul and we like to abolish. But how do you do it? We talked about binaural beats and music helping with that. But let's look and see what else we can do. If you tell individuals that you quit smoking or begin working out 3 times a week, then they'll check up on you and you'll feel a social pressure to sustain the promise now that it's let out into the world. Listen to those who have gone where you wish to go, not to individuals who have no practical or true idea about what your challenge means. It's crucial to have the best advice that really works in true life. See your future self vividly in your brain. Where are you going? Then see your future self where you've made the favorable change. Understand what commonly triggers your foul habit, places where you are likely to spend a bit much more money, things in your cupboard that won't help you get healthier, and you shouldn't have any of these foods at your home at all, really. Just get rid of them. And individuals that drag you down and back into your old ways. Don't take away more than one habit at a time because you don't want to get overwhelmed. It might seem like a good idea to overhaul your life altogether, but when regular life tension and lack of energy step in, it commonly leads to failure. And I've done this more often than not. When I figure I'm changing one habit, I might as well do all of them. So what I try to do is just chip away slowly with one little habit at a time and focus on one. One of the challenges we like to do with our integration sound healing is just challenge somebody to pick one tiny little habit and do it for 30 days. It could be drinking 32 ounces of water in the morning. But you'll likely not succeed the first time you try. You might bomb and make errors when you make these alterations and attempt to change things. And that's just life. Nothing to feel bad about or seize a reason to quit altogether. But you've just got to keep your eye on the target and move slowly. And remember why you're doing it. That's where affirmations and listening to positive content can really help with this kind of a process. The other thing that's important is to add positive things into your life. It's more difficult to quit drinking than it is to go to the gym so much that you don't have time to drink. So let me begin by stating that health is recession-proof. Regardless of how rich or poor you are, your health has been, is, and will forever be the most crucial part of your life. You don't have to be affluent to be healthy. You merely need to take an instant, consider what you're eating, and make a diplomatic choice from there. Cook yourself a plate of brown rice and beans with green veggies. It's less expensive than fast food and the least expensive meal you're able to have. If you can't buy fresh, then purchase frozen green veggies like spinach. The vivacious color indicates antioxidants, and most individuals don't understand that rice and beans make a total protein. If convenience and time is likewise a problem, you're still in luck, as fast food chains are getting it. Now they have to list the nutrition info on all of their menu items, and they're offering salads, fruit, and whole grain options as part of the meals. When there are no healthy available alternatives, watch your servings. Begin getting used to the word a little bit. Even the beverages. There's no reason the man needs to consume 34 ounces of sugar pop. The U.S. is the land of big, but what most Americans don't recognize is that the value that you perceive to be getting with bigger portions is outbalanced by the money you'll spend on diets, diet books or courses, gyms, and physical fitness. Corrode, enjoy, and then quit. After that point, there's no upside. When you become used to eating to a lesser extent, you'll in reality enjoy what you're eating even more. Very frequently, individuals finish what is in front of them merely out of habit. There's a point of diminishing return in an order of large fries. You've eaten one half the order, you understand how good they are, you've quenched your craving, and now you're eating it because it's there. The fries won't get any better. You'll just get wider and be racked with guilt as you binge. Likewise, eating less of one thing makes it conceivable for you to try an assortment of things. A couple of bites of a burger and a handful of fries accompanied by a small ice cream, by all odds beats a tall order of fries on its own. Eat true food. If it has ingredients you unacquainted with, then you shouldn't eat it. Read labels, pick the items with the fewest components and ones that look familiar. Corn chips have corn, oil, and salt. I'm not advising that corn chips are fit, but they're often the lesser of the evils. If you can get, or if you do have to do ice cream or something, make sure that the butter, sugar, and the flavors are, more natural and not laden with chemicals and other enhancement components. School yourself by viewing what you're eating. Eat the rainbow. The vivid colors have more antioxidants, and that the food bears, and thus a better selection. In the future, we might even check to see if we're deficient in reds and greens, as a way of, managing our eating habits. So these are tips that you're able to use any place in any part of the world, on a plane or in your office. If you have to go to some kind of fast food restaurant. But open up your eyes and your brain to see how life can be different. Detoxification and cleaning of the body is a crucial process to keep our bodies fit and full of energy. In today's cosmos, our bodies are just deluged with chemicals and pollutants that harm our bodies. It's crucial to detoxify our bodies and remove the pollutants in the rarest way available, and then bring your body back into an optimal, health in a natural way. So a really basic thing you can do for detoxing is drink lots of water. I would suggest at least 32 ounces first thing in the morning with lemon. Water is the most abundant substance found in nature that will assist in the detoxification of the body. Water flows through the body in the bloodline and the systema lymphatica and gathers up toxins as it passes across the kidneys and out of the body as urine. The greater the intake of water, the better our body is able to clean itself from adverse compounds. Cut down the ingestion of chemicals that hurt the body and inhibit self-repair. The body has a lot of mechanisms that work to protect the body from injury. These systems include the respiratory system, the GI urinary tract, lymphatic, and the skin, and even the cuticle layer. Each of these systems of rule has a certain elimination mechanism that keeps the body clear of adverse substances. So step up your intake of food that allows for detoxifying compounds. Raw detoxifying foods and spices will assist in the cleansing of the body. Garlic, coriander, echinacea, ginger, and parsley leaf all clean our bodies. You're able to easily incorporate these spices in your general cooking. Fresh fruits are good detoxifiers, provided you consume them by themselves and not combinations with other foods. Fresh greens and red veggies are good for detoxifying as well. Utilize products that bear only natural herbs, fresh fruits, and veggies to clean out each part of your body. Most importantly, lots of water is called for to clean each system. If what you place in your body is low in contaminants and chemicals, then it will pull those that are hived away in your body out and carry them off as the water passes through. Another thing that I add into my water, actually I don't do 32 ounces, I do a half gallon with a lemon, a pinch of salt for electrolytes, and some activated charcoal. And I'll drink that throughout the day. Activated charcoal is one of the best detoxifying supplements, and I would suggest taking that on a daily with your water. Utilizing herbs and spices also have benefits to the body. One of the easiest ways to do this is by using herbs to flavor your food rather than iodized salt. If you do use salt, use sea salt. Utilizing iodized salt excessively may cause some bloating. If it's used excessively over time, it may cause hypertension. Now, if you consume ginseng, a field of study by the University of Toronto found that patients' blood glucose levels dropped by 9% when utilizing ginseng, where the placebo didn't have these effects. The Department of Physiology at the Southern Illinois University at the Medical School discovered that eating ginseng may help to heal sexual dysfunction like ED. Ginseng may likewise assist with healing the flu and reducing respiratory systems in older people. So consume herbs that bear antioxidants. A lot of herbs and spices bearing antioxidants like laurel, chili powder, garlic, basil, and green and white teas may also slow the maturating of cells. Antioxidants do this by precluding the oxidation of molecules, which reduces the chance of free radicals that stimulate cancer. Consuming cinnamon is also beneficial. Research has exhibited that consuming cinnamon may boost your metabolism and even head off diabetes. And like I just mentioned, herbs like laurel, chili powder, garlic, basil, and green and white teas may also slow down the maturation or the maturing of the cells. Antioxidants do this by forbidding the oxidation of molecules, which reduce the probability of the free radicals that stimulate cancer. So consume all forms of herbs. Research brought out back in June 2008 in the Journal of Medical Food discovered that consuming herbs may help reduce tissue harm and inflammation stimulated by high levels of blood sugar. This is excellent news for diabetics. Another way you can increase your well-being and the health of your body and save income, assist the environment, and keep your home safe and healthy by cleansing with homemade, non-toxic cleansing products. You likely already have many of the components in your kitchen or laundry room. These homemade cleansers work as well as the commercial products bearing adverse chemical and toxins, but you might need to implement more exertion. Just make sure to label your container so you recognize what you have, when you're cleaning. So for bath cleansers, the natural option is to create a scrub cleanser for your tub, bath, sink by pouring 1/2 cup baking soda into a glass jar and adding together enough mild liquid dish soap to form a compact paste. Utilize a sponge to rub the spread into the soil surface and rinse it clean. If you've leftover cleanser, keep it from running dry by adding a teaspoon of vegetable glycerin and putting it in a closed jar. You can also scrub with lemon. If you trim a lemon in half, dip it in borax and utilize it as a scrubber for sinks, countertops, and any cabinets, the alkaline or the alkalinity in the borax will cut grime, oil, and grease, while the acid in the lemon will assault soap scum and other hard water sediments. Got to get rid of the mold. Both tea tree oil and vinegar work really well against mold. Tea tree oil costs a little bit more, but goes a long way. Vinegar is good, but a few individuals are set back by the smell, which, it dissipates after just a few minutes. But you can put that in a spray bottle, shake it up with 2 teaspoons of tea tree oil and 2 cups of water, or fill the spray bottle with white vinegar. Diluting with water if you want, and then just spray either the cleanser on the moldy areas, let it dry out, and then wipe it with a moist cloth, but don't rinse the surface. When you're cleaning your toils, drizzle white vinegar and lemon juice into the toilet bowl, then spatter it with baking soda. Let the mixture sit in the bowl for about 10 minutes before you brush the toilet with the toilet brush, and then just flush it. When you're cleaning an oven, dampen the oven, cover it with generous quantity of baking soda, splash it with a couple drops of water, and let the mixture sit overnight. In the morning, utilize a wet sponge with a splash of liquid dish soap to tidy up the now relaxed goo. For cleaning windows, use modest liquid dish soap. This will help break up the wax buildup from commercial window cleansers. And so what you do is you shake up 1/2 teaspoon liquid dish soap, 3 tablespoons of white vinegar, and 2 cups in a spray bottle. Spray it on the glass and rub with a dry, lint-free rag or paper towel. And for an all-purpose cleanser, fill up a spray bottle with 1/2 teaspoon of washing soda, a little squirt of liquid dish soap, and hot tap water. Shake it up till the washing soda is dissolved and apply with a sponge, rag, or paper towel. As an alternative, dissolve 1 teaspoon of liquid dish soap in 1 quart of water, then add 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Because the vinegar will nullify the alkali in the soap, don't add it until after the soap is combined with water. Okay, and one that we all probably know is exercise. It's kind of a no-brainer. You got to move your body. The advantages of exercise are undeniable. It steps up the circulation, the flexibility, and staying power. Exercise helps to determine mood, weight, and sleep, and is a central component to living a lively life. A few individuals are lucky enough to have a natural joy for exercise. For everybody else, exercise is a joy that you need to cultivate. I recently heard that testosterone makes us enjoy putting forth effort, so something to think about there. Also, alter your thinking. If you regard exercise as a plague or a privilege, it's your choice and your perspective and attitude. But if you're looking at it like a problem, then you're not going to make the actions necessary to change your life. So if you care for exercise as a part of your normal self-care, you'll learn to enjoy it. So relinquish judgment. Don't expect to be a triathlon at first, or place, or even if it's not essential to break world records or get the advantages that your body requires. Just take it easy, slow down, develop intensity step by step and consistency, and try to build in that habit. Discover personal significance. See exercise as like a moving meditation where you integrate in your spiritual practice. Sometimes I just breathe deep through my nose slowly and try to keep that rhythm going as my heart rate increases. I'll even close my eyes while I'm at the gym for an entire, workout. But integrate it into your spiritual practice. Utilize it to clear up your mind. Make it an exercise, a part of whatever you're passionate about in life, and you'll love it more and more every day. And listen to things while you're working out that you enjoy or that motivate you. I sometimes even do listen to affirmations. Sometimes audiobooks, sometimes intense music. It's really up to you. But do what you enjoy and pick out activities that you like. You'll not stick to a program that primarily consists of exercise that you detest. And if you like to trip the light, fantastic. Take a samba class or some kind of dancing class, or go to ecstatic dance if you have one in your area. If you like nature, hike to get a good workout and get a beautiful view and fresh air. Catering to your own taste will help you to learn to enjoy exercise really quickly. Prevent the tendency to compare yourself with other people by centering on your power, and challenge yourself to do a bit better than you did last time. Set goals for each session to further a sense of achievement and move a little closer to more intensity or heavier weights or whatever it is that you're doing. Just try to get a little better and more intense. You can also I try to tighten my stomach whether I'm in ecstatic dance or I'm walking. I'll just tighten my stomach as an additional exercise to strengthen my core. So if you would like to learn to enjoy exercise, then you have to do it. Make physical exercise part of every facet of your lives. Schedule a date to walk with an acquaintance. Plan holidays that include physical activity. Be a better parent by setting up beneficial examples for your kids. And steady exercise is really a lifestyle selection. It's a choice that you have to make, and just, let it become who you are. A lot of individuals these days have an increased amount of stress. But really, life is too short to be distressed and unhappy. As luck would have it, I have a few ideas to help. Make sure you eat sounder. A few foods that you eat have a negative effect on the way that you feel. Why do you think that after consuming fast food you feel so grubby? Likewise, the most high risk the food for you, the more weight you pack on. Once you put on an uninvited weight, you start to feel more self-aware and place more accent on your appearance, stimulated by even more stress. Physical exertion helps to relieve tension by bringing out endorphins in the body. As well, exercise has many more favorable effects on the body. Physical exertion gives you a lot of energy, which may make your days better by not going through it, playing out, and feeling like a walking zombie. Physical exertion makes you feel and look better, which will put you in a beneficial mood, particularly when you start to notice your body changing form. Also, your testosterone will increase, which will give you more joy to put forth that effort. Also, get your funds in order. Funds are a big headache for many individuals. Making a budget helps to maintain track record of your funds, where you're spending all your revenue. And once you have a budget, work out where all your income is going and cut out all of the unneeded expenses. The income that you have should go to paying down on your debts and beginning an emergency saving fund, roughly 6 months of expenses, and laying it aside for retirement. Human relations. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you don't love or don't trust, get out of the relationship. There's no worse way to bring on stress upon yourself than being with somebody you don't really care for anymore. Likewise, individuals who act as your allies but only bring you down or betray you are acquaintances. They're just not worth having. So discover fresh friends and stop hanging around anybody who is a foul influence, not trustworthy, or is encouraging your bad habits.
While I make every effort to broadcast correct information, I am still learning. I will double check all my facts but realize that medicine is a constantly changing science and art. One doctor may have a different way of doing things from another. I am simply presenting my views in the form of entertainment that will be as evidence-based as possible. I welcome any comments, suggestions, or correction of errors. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as medical advice to treat any medical condition in either yourself or others. Consult your own physician for any medical issues that you may be having. This entire disclaimer also applies to any guests or contributors to the podcast. Under no circumstances shall Michael Pierce, or any guests or contributors to the podcast, or any employees, associates, or affiliates are responsible for damages arising from use of the podcast. While I make every effort to broadcast correct information, I am still learning. I will double check all my facts but realize that medicine is a constantly changing science and art. One doctor may have a different way of doing things from another. I am simply presenting my views in the form of entertainment that will be as evidence-based as possible. I welcome any comments, suggestions, or correction of errors. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as medical advice to treat any medical condition in either yourself or others. Consult your own physician for any medical issues that you may be having. This entire disclaimer also applies to any guests or contributors to the podcast. Under no circumstances shall Michael Pierce, or any guests or contributors to the podcast, or any employees, associates, or affiliates are responsible for damages arising from use of the podcast.